CLD is like an approach as opposed to a model, and it has 5 key principles. Nā matapuna. The first one is grow from shared local visions, and I guess that's one of the first things we did. Is about 5 to 6 years ago, we came together as a community and we did this whole pathfinding exercise where we looked at a strategic plan, for want of a better word. What did our community aspire to? What were those big lofty outcomes that we wanted? And we did a whole visual path plan, and came up with all of the things that we'd like to achieve over the next 5 years.
For me, it's been great. Now, Uncle Noro said to me, because I was on the Beach Association, he said to me, you come along, Ange, and so I came along just to see what was going on. And I just liked the ideas that were coming across, the way people were talking with each other, and I thought, yeah, I'll be part of this.
The second principle for CLD is to build from strengths. And what that's about is that everyone makes a contribution. So we've got so many strengths in our community of Whananaki, and I think that's what's made things a success, because we've worked to people's strengths, and as time has gone on, there's been a greater willingness to contribute to that. So, it's that whole thing about doing mahi together and strengthening our kotahitanga approach.
It's created a real focus for our community and a chance for, engagement, people to get together that might not usually get together, and also a lot more conversation about the future, what the future brings to for Whananaki.
So the third principle of CLD is to work with diversity and difference in community, and we have that in Whananaki. Like sometimes there's groups that wouldn't normally work together, and I think our vision talks about that, a culturally connected, caring community. And so it's been about bringing people together, and that takes time. And we don't always agree, and that's fine too, but I think what we do agree on is those shared aspirations, and we work towards that. And it has been a journey, and it's still a journey.
It's been very slow. It's a very gradual thing, but I do think it's caught the interest of some of the people in the wider community, and who are slowly becoming involved, because right from the beginning we wanted it to be a very community-based thing, of course, not just one group in the community. So I think that has been happening, but it's a slow, gradual process.
I guess bringing the community together has been making those connections. I think when they hired me into the role, I said to them, what's the purpose of my role? And they said to kind of bring together the kind of two communities, and I think that's what I've enjoyed. It's been a bit of a goal for me to kind of, for me to make that a bit of a success story. I've had to go onto the Whananaki Beach Association and put my hand up there and all over the place and build relationships with all members of our community to get that kind of connection. So for me, that whole community partnership, it's been really cool.
The fourth principle for CLD is about growing collaborative leadership, and that's recognising that everyone's a leader. And we've had our youth leaders, we've got our kaumātua leaders, our senior citizens. There's leaders right across the community. And leadership, community-led development is about leadership, but recognising the potential that everybody has.
It's projects that are about the community, that are led by people in the community. It's about bringing the community together to kind of create a vision for the future of their community.
Charlie, sir! Charlie! Fucking pity!
And it's the funders that have enabled that vision to kind of come to fruition for long-term benefits.
Yeah, so I guess the benefits for two worlds coming together is the sharing of knowledge. So how we can empower each other by sharing our knowledge.
The fifth CLD principle is about learn by doing, and that's actually my favourite principle because everything has been a work in progress. And we've had to kind of, be agile, be adaptive and that. And hey, we've learned from making mistakes. But the cool thing is we don't keep making those mistakes. And the journey has not been a straight line. I would say our walk has gone around in circles a few times, but every time we learn and we correct the course. And that's why I think you could ask anyone, are we on track? Is the walk on track? And it certainly is 5 years down the track. And if we look at that visual plan of the community that we did 5 to 6 years ago, we would be able to tick everything on that plan.
As far as the gardens and nurseries, have that all up and running, further develop up the hill, get a lot of activities going in the hub once it's built.
It's still actually in its setting up stages, really. We've got a long way to go with it, but it's going to be something that we can be very proud of.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, I think it's fantastic.
I just think it's all very positive.
I back them all the way.
I love the way they've worked together.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's beautiful because it's making not only here come together, not only Whananaki, but Whangaruru, everywhere.
I think we'll all get actually to use the marae and the facilities around it in a way that probably extends it from the tangi and all the more traditional stuff. I think that to me is the future.
I love it. I love the thought that the community are involved with our marae.
The CLD is managing to do that with all its projects.
I think it'll be good. Bring everyone together and we've got some good ideas.
It's going to be awesome for the community. It's going to be a hub.
People sort of coming together with good ideas and helping one another and making sure that it is a community adventure,
I've been watching the developments as every time I go to town, and it just delights me to see the activities that are going on.
Because I can see the good that they're doing, and I definitely think that it will make more come home.
I think the community get behind it. And if the community get behind it, it has to be successful, isn't it?
Community-led development principles really is an awesome approach.
I think moving into the future, we really come together solid as a team, as coordinators, volunteers and trustees, and we put in a really solid plan to continue and move forward.
My big dream for this kaupapa is to continue to build on the vision of a culturally connected, caring community.
I guess really cement in our hard work for the past 5 years, but also look forward to the next 5 years. What does that bring?
Well, I guess the long-term dreams is getting that community hub up and running and actually utilising that and pulling our partnerships together, and bringing it into a place that's for everyone. And that's on our marae grounds, and that's making those connections, I think.
Yeah, more improvement for the place, the marae and the area and for the people of Whananaki. All people, not just Māori, all people. Because without all people, we mightn't be a Whananaki. I don't know.
Well, I think that's what's cool about this is that we all see the vision, right? And there's many of us who think about not just the here and now, but what kind of legacy are we going to leave for future generations, particularly here in Whananaki? So ours is but a contribution at a point in time, and I think that's why you've got so many volunteers, so many willing to give of their time and their efforts, because they can see the bigger picture. They can see that it's not just for the here and now. What we contribute will support the generations to come.